Hello everyone and welcome back to another Corepunk episode. Today we're going to talk about world design and also creatures and monster design. So Corepunk Artificial Core has made a new article where they talk about world and creatures design. Really cool. If we dive directly into it, we already now see a screenshot of the world, and the very interesting thing about this file here is that it's called level 1. I don't know why they call the file level 1, maybe it's a fail, but maybe it has something to do with it. But this is the picture we get right as the first one as for the world updates. If we take a closer look at it, we can actually see this is what we're seeing right now. It looks basically like, I'm not actually 100% sure if that guy we see over there, if he's actually a player or what he is. I don't know what, it actually more looks like trash mobs, I think. But when we look around here, we can see there's like a medieval fantasy theme. That's the cool thing. It looks like medieval, like something from a fantasy game, but then again it has like lamps and it has an old car. So it's really fun how they mix between fantasy but also at the same time they make it look like, I don't know what they make it look like. It's medieval. If you don't think about it, it looks like medieval, but then you're like, oh, there's a car and there's a light lamp. It's so funny. It's just really funny how they make this combination. The next picture we get is, it looks like it's some kind of a carnival, some kind of a city. And if we take a closer look on that one also, we can see here that we have some NPCs. It basically looks like we have just NPCs everywhere in this picture here, and again it has this very fantasy medieval look, but then in the top right corner we can see there's a lamp, and again then it shows that it's not medieval ages, it's actually also cyber worlds things because they have electricity. But else it looks like we have a guy who makes I can't remember what that word is in English, but in the left corner he makes all those where you can put stuff in like flowers. And we have someone in the top who looks like she's actually selling books. So very interesting. It might be the guy in the top, or lady, it looks like an old lady. It's the person who can maybe do enchants or something like that. So you can like enchant or create rings and something magical. Really, really interesting. Going back to the next picture here. This is the third picture we're getting from the in-game. It looks like some kind of a dusty place and stones. Again, a very medieval vibe, but it also has all these wires in the sky with basically creating some kind of an electricity network so you can have like lamps. Interesting to see if this is going to be annoying when you run around and have all these in the top of your screen. But here in the picture we can see there's like two dwarves standing and they actually play cards. Quite funny, and drink something that looks like beer from two cups. But else it looks like mine workers that is having a mine, and they have the mine there even though the door looks pretty closed. Pretty interesting. The next one here is also some kind of a mine, but it looks like they are having some more danger. It has like a red sky in the sky, and inside the mine is also some red, and it actually has pictures outside it that some, like, you know, it tells that there's monsters in there. The funny thing is that that red light that's coming from the ground and also at the tree, that's maybe something under the earth. Who knows? Again, if you look at totally the right corner, we can see there's like a staff and a couple of boots. Very interesting to see who is actually that standing over there and looking down on the mine. Very interesting indeed. Then we have the first concept art of, well, it's first and first. I just took them in random orders. This is the, I guess this is the blood monsters we're seeing. And the blood monsters is the ones that we heard about in the lore with Elanians. That they are trying to take over the Elanian forest. These blood creatures that is attacking very close. In the lore it says that like a big city or something like that, where it's like a big blood city or something like that, and I think these monsters are coming from there. The top left guy, he looks like someone from the Venom movie, so very interesting. And the scorpion you can see on the top of his head, he has like faces attached to it. It's kind of creepy. The next one here we have is some kind of a, it looks like it's a normal it has been a normal person, but he got infected with some kind of a crystal energy. So now he's some kind of a zombie with blue eyes who both have crystal on them, but also, yeah, it looks like some kind of a combination between a zombie and also a werewolf or something like that. Very, very interesting. The next one we see here is some kind of a wild animal. I don't think these are coming from the Elanian forest. They look like more some kind of a desert rider. I could imagine this one is coming from the desert. So it has like some kind of a combination from monsters and I mean, it could also look no, I don't think it's coming from the forest. It looks like some kind of a bulls that runs around in the big mountains, like, you know, like ox, like in the old days with Indians and all that, where you have like all the big oxes or whatever you call them. So I think this one is going to be in the some kind of a Phaeton area, something like that. It could also, you can see one of them is also like blue, so they could also probably be at the Jonas in the very freezy places, potentially. Looks very cool. I mean, it would also be cool if we could maybe tame some of them and actually have them as mounts. That would also be very interesting. But the cool thing is that it has a lot of different aspects with the horns and so on. So it's going to be looking very differently from time to time. The next one we have here is a picture that shows some kind of a wood monsters. We have a 2D picture and we have a 3D picture. And very interesting. I like these, can we call them golems? Tree golems. Very interesting art, and I think these are the monsters that we're going to face in the Elanian forest. And we already have now 3 different types here, so I think these are going to be different. Maybe the guy to the left one, he's throwing spores, and the guy in the middle is more like a ravage guy, and the guy to the right, he's maybe a bit tanky. I don't know. But in the end, they look very interesting passively monsters in the Elanian forest. Looking forward to either fighting with them or fighting against them. And I think this one is the last one we have. No, we have one more. This one shows some kind of a wild race of Vikings. I'm not sure what they are, but look very interesting. I like the guy with the helmet in bottom. He has like a deer helmet. So I'm definitely gonna try to get that one so I can look like a deer in my game. You know, it would just be fun to have like a character who looks like my in-game picture or my profile picture. But they look like some kind of a cultural Indian passively monster. It's not Elanians, because Elanians has cyber tech. These guy looks like someone who's, I don't know, maybe they are hiding in the Jonas, at the Jonas, like in the, because they looks like some guy who's, maybe it could be guys at the Jonas where they're hiding in the freezing environment, or maybe they are the Elanians hiding in the forest like a wild race. But looks very, very interesting. This is the last picture we have, and it shows that different monster types we're having in the game. Again, this could potentially look like one of the blood monsters we saw, the big blood monsters with the big teeth and all that. It could potentially be the same faction, but it could also be another faction that is a bit more necromance-ish. We don't really know, but it looks like these guys are very, well, bad necromance-ish monster with scythe weapons, doom weapons, and the 3 guys in the left corner, right corner, probably looks like someone who's going to be standard trash mobs. Looks pretty cool, and I think the 5 helmet we see on top of those characters is maybe potentially something we could get as a transmog. I don't know. It's just a guess. And that is pretty much all the different pictures we got. So thanks to Artificial Core and Corepunk for giving us this world and creatures design update. Really appreciate it. It looks super cool. Really hyped for getting in this world and explore it myself. Leave down a comment, everyone. Let me know what do you think about these pictures. I'm keen to know. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in another episode. Peace out.